Okay, this is my first little test at YouTube. I have never done it before. And before I do anything, I'm going to see how this looks and if I look normal in the screen. Hi everyone, my name is Alexa and I love vintage things, and I think my friends are getting really sick of me talking about the same things all the time. Do you ever know when you sound like a broken record, but you still want to keep talking about that thing? That's kind of how I feel. We'll also say I started a blog this year called itslovelyhere.com, and it's called the scenic route. And first of all, I've been surprised that I've gotten any views at all, but I get around 40 to 150 views on my posts, which was a lot more than I thought, but at the same time it's not. In the grand scheme of how many people are putting out content and media, it's not a lot. But it's been so much fun to document my life in a way that feels authentic to me, to actually reflect on certain things. And it takes me a long time. It'll take me 2 or 3 hours for a post, and then I have to edit all my photos and make them match to the blog, but it feels so worth it because it's this diary. It's more than a diary, it's an actual public documentation of my life, which for some reason feels important to me. I spend a lot of time with my grandparents, who have always lived next door to me, and I moved back home this year, so this year especially in particular, I've spent so much time with them, and I am dying to know more about so many things. I feel people think that documenting your life doesn't matter, but I would do anything to know more about my great grandma. All I have in this house is this beautiful painting she did, and I'm was she a painter? And then my grandpa's no, I didn't even know she painted. And then I'm this just isn't adding up, because this is the most beautiful painting I've ever seen. And so I'm dying to, I wish there was more. I wish there was more to know about my family and the people close to me. My favorite photographs, my grandpa was born in Germany in 1938. And when he came to America, he was an American soldier, and he was a photographer. So he got really into film photography, and his photographs are some of my biggest inspiration ever. And to hear the stories attached with the photographs, him telling me about what New York City was like in 1955 with his roll of film, is just crazy to hear about firsthand. And I'm so glad that he took the time to document that stuff and save it. And yeah, it's just important. So living and spending so much time with my grandparents, it's made me wow, vintage is so cool. I watch all these old films with my grandma, and we talk about the 50s and what life was like, and the furniture, the vacations, the stories. And oddly, living at home and just listening to them has given me such a perspective for how I want my life to go, and kind of my values of, it's made me think about clothing and furniture and all the things we consume, just cooking, so differently. And I kind of just want to talk, I want to find people who like that stuff too. For my first video, I was okay, what's literally the easiest thing that I could possibly do? Because like I said, I'm scared of making a video and editing it and posting it for people to view. So I'm what can I just naturally not stop talking about? And that's usually my most recent purchases and things that I'm currently obsessed with. So yeah, I'm gonna go through some of my recent purchases from the thrift, and just also what I'm currently obsessed with right now. And then I'm gonna like try on the outfit too, because a lot of it's clothes and I kind of want to try it on because I tried it on once, but maybe I can see how it looks on camera if it like looks a little better. So the first one, where the heck was I? I was with my sister in Milwaukee. We were going to pick up some skis and she wanted me to drive all the way there with her from Chicago. And so I was like, fine, but we have to go to these thrifts that I want to go to, and we have to go to this like vintage bar. So we went to both and it was like such a fun day. And I got this score, which I think like, this is kind of a new vibe for me. Since I've been talking to my grandma, it was so funny because she talked about like when people started wearing pants, and she was like, all my friends were like, we're never gonna wear pants, like pants are terrible. And I was like, pants is like equality for women, you know, like men are wearing pants, women should get to be comfy, wear pants too. But then I started like wearing skirts more and dresses, and now I'm like very like, every time I put on a pair of pants I'm like, oh, I like wish I could be wearing a skirt or a dress. So the more I've been wearing them, the more I've been like loving them and like wanting to wear them all the time. So I got this cool set, which vintage is so crazy because I'm like a size 4 probably, and in vintage I'm like an 8 or a 10, which is like, wow, those girls must have been tiny. So this is a size 8 and I love the color. If I had more money, time, and skills, I'd like find a way to crop it a little bit, because it does, you know, I'm 5'2", so it hits me in the spot in the knee where it's just like not doing it for me, but it's still so cute, so I still like to. But what I loved about this was like a matching set. I love a matching set. This is Jones, New York, and it's like you button the top one here, those are hidden, and then you button the bottom. And I was just picturing like, it's winter time, you know, this color. I'm like, oh, it looks so like classy. So I'm gonna go try it on. BRB. Okay girls, I'm back. So this is the look. And you know, I just put it on and it felt right. So that's all there is to that. I feel like it's cozy and warm. I am always cold, so like I really like how like thick old vintage clothing was. Like everything now I just feel like is so paper thin, and I like sweat through it, and like, I don't know, I just feel so like I'm wearing something, you know, which is good. Also I got these earrings with my grandma. I really don't like earrings that like are not probably from a dead woman. Like I just feel like I can picture a 95-year-old wearing this, and that's like exactly how I want it to be. I just feel like it's so sweet. Like I want to embody that aura of like their kindness, and like, you know, when a little old lady is like, oh, you darling beauty, like I kind of want to give that off myself. So that's where my earring inspo comes from. This one's funny because I have bought this hat. I have bought so many hats like this in the past, and this is why I need to make a YouTube, because I love my friends. However, when I wear things like this, they say, what is that? What's that on your head? Are you wearing like an old man weird raccoon thing? And I'm like, yes. And so I'm hoping that someone sees this and is like, wow, that looks good. But we'll see. A dream is a wish your heart makes, you know? And I still don't know how I feel about it. So sometimes I'm like, are they right? Like, I put this on and I'm like, is it odd? But then I think about those like little French films I watched with my grandma, and how like they like would look so sweet and dainty in it. So I'm hoping that I can accomplish that. I was really excited to find these because I like love, oh, except look a little broken actually. So we'll see about that. I love finding kitten heels, and I love finding old kitten heels, again, because I wear these new kitten heels and I get the nastiest like blisters on the back of my feet. And so I tried, these were like Kenneth Cole, made in Spain. And yeah, they just looked so thick and nice, and I was like, wait, I could totally see. I like love cream anything, so cream kitten heels, I'm like, this goes with anything. I like love to wear little dresses, so I'm like, these will be perfect for the summer. And I think it would also be really cute, like if I had nylons with this outfit. Another thing my grandma's talked, okay, now for some accessories. Another thing that my grandma's talked to me a lot about is like hair pieces. So I recently got a bump it for Christmas because she was talking about how like volume in the back all the time. Like you'd wear a headband and then it was like volume in the back, you tease the back. So I've been trying to do that. But I think what's also really funny is like when I was a kid, I was into hair pieces. So I literally got this at the Mall of America for like, I don't know, I didn't pay for it because I was like 4. So thanks, Mom. But yeah, I like put this over my buns and it like looks like my real hair, like no one ever knows. And so I'm thanking 4-year-old me for having like such wonderful taste that was so beyond my time as a 4-year-old. So yeah, really proud of that. These I found, these have to be my mom or my sister's, but if you have like a similar vibe to my family, that means they're mine now. So I feel like, you know, I don't want to come across as like I'm like cosplaying 50s, you know, so I want to bring some like modern vibes into it so people know I'm not like 50s. And so I would do that by like wearing sunnies that make me look a little more like, oh, she's not, you know, I don't know. Yeah, and I just like them, so I like that look. Now I feel like it's important for me to also bring up like vintage design, graphic design. So I have a background in web design, so I love like print and typography, and I'm so inspired by like vintage ads like Post Magazine, Better Homes and Gardens. Like I just collect all of that stuff and look at the advertising and typography because a lot of times it was like, it's so funny how they would advertise to like women and just the ads that went on. It's like, whoa, holy cow. It's like funny to me, but then it's also like really cool. But this one is just sweet. So this is my like, this is my show and tell. I would love to find these people more than anything. Sarans, I don't know that word actually. Lorraine Cottages. Housekeeping cottages on North Bay Shore Drive, Sturgeon Bay, Wisconsin. Fred and Eleanor with their phone number. And I just wish I was alive in a time like this. Like it was like someone grabbed this pamphlet. This was dated, the person who bought it was July of 1968. And they have a little black and white picture of canoes on the beach. And it just says how to get there. After crossing the bridge, turn left at Sturgeon Bay's only traffic light. Drive north on Shore Road for 3 miles. And like what a quaint little, like finding these beautiful spots in the woods. It was like you just follow the instructions on how to get there. And I love how like simplistic and communicative this is. Like if someone these days had this, I would trust this so much because it just is so simple and homey. And they have some illustrations in here. You can ride horses, go golfing, state park is a close drive, public library, museum, theaters, stores, churches, and shops within 5 to 10 minutes. Yeah, there is just pictures of these gorgeous tables and rugs. It just like is so simple and has everything you need to know. Like I would love with, you know, the scenic route, my blog is kind of like this like thing that I'm just doing for fun and exploring, but a lot of the heart behind it is in like things like this, that it's finding these special spots in the wood that aren't the most, you know, if you want to go to a big hotel somewhere on the beach, you can go somewhere else, but it's like, how do we get back to this, you know? So as you can see, I'm a little obsessed with this right now, but I think it's something important to be obsessed with. I think there's something special here. And if anyone knows Fred and Eleanor, I think I looked it up. I think one of them passed away, if not both, but yeah, I just know this was something special. So yeah, thank you guys for listening. Wait, one more thing. This also, I've been using this as a laptop bag. This is my mom's vintage Coach, and it's just perfect. It's like so easy to use, and I feel like it's so nice holding a little piece of my mama. She worked for like 5 years in sales, and I just picture her like going into these meetings with this bad boy, and that's like my vibe too. I go to like 2 meetings a month, and I'm like, so that's another thing I'm obsessed with. So thanks, Mom, again. But yeah, if anyone is watching this, thank you. I am trying to let go of the feeling of caring so much what people think, and about views, and about the fact that everyone's doing this thing. And yeah, when I put it more simply of like, I just want to document my life authentically of what I like and what's on my mind, and that we live in a day and time where we can actually do that is pretty cool. And I want to take advantage of that, so it's just a plus if anyone listens. So if anyone is, I appreciate you watching. And yeah, thank you. What do you say now? Subscribe to the link below. Yeah, thank you.